It's curious how time operates in American football. For some, it's a generous ally. For others, a silent opponent. A promise can become a star. A name can disappear as quickly as it emerged. But there's something even more powerful than time: expectation. It weighs heavily. It puts pressure on. And when the field doesn't respond with the brilliance everyone anticipated, that expectation turns into a demand. Harsh, heavy, and often unfair. In Houston, one of those stories is beginning to take on troubling contours. And the fan, the one who cheered at the draft pick and applauded the return to the field, now finds themselves torn between hope and doubt. John Metchie III, a name that carried the promise of renewal. Drafted by the Texans with high expectations, the young wide receiver overcame what seemed insurmountable: a leukemia diagnosis that kept him off the field before he even got a chance to debut. His recovery was celebrated as a victory beyond sport, and when he finally stepped onto the field in 2023, the entire stadium erupted. But now, less than 2 years later, signs are emerging that Metchie may be falling out of favor with the coaching staff. According to a report published by Sports Illustrated, the player is already starting to lose ground within the roster, even with a receiving core weakened by the absences of Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell. A difficult contrast to ignore, and even harder to accept. It's impossible to analyze this situation without observing the current moment for the Texans. The franchise is undergoing a restructuring phase that has accelerated with the meteoric rise of C.J. Stroud. The front office has made high bets on experienced names, bringing in Diggs and Nico Collins to lead the passing game. And it seemed that the ideal space for Metchie would be in a complementary role: the short route speedster, the technical target for third downs. But the numbers haven't come. The lackluster performances have started to outweigh the promising plays. And with the arrival of new talent via the draft, the competition for spots has intensified. Even with the recent absences, rumors indicate that the Texans staff is already considering other more viable alternatives to maintain offensive productivity. But let's be honest, this isn't just a tactical analysis. It's also a matter of timing and narrative. Metchie overcame the greatest challenge off the field, but the NFL field does not forgive. The fact is that when the clock starts to tick faster for a young player, especially one who should be at the peak of their development curve, patience begins to wane. The fan, while kind and understanding, also wants results. The front office wants them even more. And the NFL, that cold entity driven by performance, waits for no one. The feeling in Houston is that a potential may be slipping through their fingers. Not for lack of talent, but perhaps for lack of time. On social media, the Texans nation is divided. Some say Metchie hasn't had a real chance to showcase his best. Others point to the starkness of the statistics and question whether he truly has a place on this roster that wants to compete in the AFC. Metchie deserves more reps, says one fan on X, formerly Twitter. His story is beautiful, but this is the NFL, retorts another. The mood is one of caution. The affection still exists, but it's being tested. And the player? He remains silent, training, waiting, trying to turn doubt into affirmation. So now, we're Texans? Are we facing a case of poor talent management or an expectation that never materialized? Comment below, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel, because here, the voice of the fans doesn't fall on the depth chart. It always starts on the first team.